All right, the first thing I'll talk about is time. Time spent on task. It is just time. All of you are here, so you're probably more physically fit than the rest of the nation. So as outliers, but you have friends, and you have had friends tell you, I don't have time to exercise. Good for you, I don't have time to do this. But, or they might tell you, like, you're just more fit than I am. You have a better metabolism. How many people have ever heard that? How many of you think is actually true? Probably not true. You spend more time at it, right? That's at the end of the day, anything you do is just time spent on task. I would love to be a good drummer, but I know that I can never be a great drummer because I don't spend enough time on the task. You listen to people talk about doing and playing the drums well, they spend time at it. It's really just time. Yes, there's an initial talent. I'm probably never going to be in the WNBA. I don't have the height. But to be better at playing basketball, I just have to play basketball and practice my shot. The same goes true for here. So I'm going to total up the time for you, just off the top of my head, that I've spent. I gave AI 90 minutes with one cadet, a bunch of you about 60 minutes on Saturday, and then probably about another 60 minutes on Sunday. That's just time spent in AI. I spent time reading and doing the project as well. That took me about maybe half an hour. So doing project. Not typing it, but just, running through the math, figuring out what has to be done. Learning solver. I had to learn it. There's nothing special about it. You might look over at me and say, well, she's just smarter. It's not true. You're probably smarter than I am. You're definitely more mature as a student than I was at this age. So learning solver took me about 45 minutes. I don't want to add. I'm terrible at numbers. I spent this much time on your project. How many of you spent that amount of time on this project? I could see you did. I could see it. Like, it takes time. There's no way around it. I already know how to do stuff. I'm a math professor, I teach you, this is my thing. I should not be spending that amount of time on something and you not also spending that amount of time on something. This takes time. So there's no secret about it. It's not that I got a smart roommate in my barrack and she just knows how to do it. That's not true. She did her time somewhere else. She spent time doing mathematics and thinking about word problems somewhere else. If you didn't spend that time in the past doing it, you have to spend it now. So I'm not going to lie to you, it just takes time. And it takes sequestered time. You have to think through things. There's nothing special about one person. All of you are capable of learning math. I've taught many, many classes, and 100% of you are capable of learning math. So it just takes time. Sometimes you need support. That's why I do this. I'm not going to let you hang. I'm going to give you that support. You don't have to go somewhere and find something. I'm right here. And you've seen me move around things so that I will help you before anything else. So you can definitely talk to me about anything that you need help with. You can send things, in an efficient way. If you wrote something up and say, I don't know if this is correct, send it to me. If you're doing your work at 3 a.m, the day something's due, that's this hefty, that's probably not a good thing to do. So I would say if you have that issue, come tell me. I have that issue. Some people have that issue. We can help you fix it. So that's an easily fixable one. I can't help you if you don't know how to complete the square or your pre-calc stuff. That takes a little longer. But the procrastination one is the easy one to fix. So I can work with you on how to do that. We can make it mandatory so that you can, I've helped students fix that before. That's kind of an easier one to fix. So that's my bit about just spending time. And it was not just, Colonel Lindquist had talked to me about this project, and he said, he doesn't believe the cadets are spending enough time. Time is a big bulk of it. But some of it is expectations. You're coming into this class with whatever you did in your previous math class. Well, my daughter told me that, asked me once, what do you do at West Point? Do you just add really big numbers because that's what she was doing in her math class. She was adding numbers and they were getting bigger and bigger. So that must be what I'm doing. We take any math class that we have and we use the previous math classes we have as a basis for what to do for the next math class. Erase all that. This is just really different. You're really learning. If you go back through your K through 12 education, I'm not really sure that in a lot of those courses you really learn, especially something like pre-calc. You're just shoving through formulas and somebody's doing something on the board and you mimic that. If you have partial credit, you could probably get by with a B, maybe even a C, and not really know anything. Here you have to learn. There's no way around it. You have to learn how to set up the problems. You have to know what you're doing. You can't be fuzzy on any piece of it. So I like it for that because I want my students to learn. I don't want them to walk into a math class and walk out of the math class the same way they walked in. So for me, that's really important. So I'm going to help you get there, but let's go through some of the things with expectation on this project that wasn't there.